Hello, folks. Reverend Crystal Cox here. You are creating your reality at this very moment. You are a creator God. Do you believe in the power of the living God? What is this living God that you speak of, Reverend Crystal? Well, it's not those pamphlets in the street that are handed to you by the folks that got nothing else to say, but here, do you want this? Do you want this? It's not the living God that they tell you in their doctrine of religion that is so wide sweeping that it's infiltrated everyone. The living God I speak of is the sovereign individual, which is you. The living God of which I speak of is the quantum moment of now. Is the God within, the goddess within. You create your reality with every thought, every belief, every action. You are literally projecting the reality in front of you based on your beliefs and your emotions. That is the power of the living God. That is the same power that Jesus came here to teach us to use so that we could better our lives, enjoy our lives, heal each other, and enjoy being human. Okay? The church at the time, that big church that tried to steal the word of the living God. Okay? They killed your brother Jesus. And they made a monument of them killing him to make sure you were afraid that you would never do that. Then they made him a god. You could never be like Jesus. Jesus was a god and you cannot be a god. Okay? That is not what Brother Jesus came here to teach us to do. Brother Jesus came here to teach us about the power of the living God that we hold within us right here and right now. And there is no such thing as time. Brother Jesus came here to teach us how to heal each other with energy, with the plants that was given by the Holy Spirit and divinity in your own creation before you came here to Mother Earth. Jesus came down here to teach you to be like him. Okay? Jesus was an ascended master. There are others. He was teaching how to use our superhuman powers of creation that we all have. But the church at the time took it. The taxman, the governments, they took it by violent force. They made you fear God. Does that make any sense to your logical mind and your heart? To be afraid of your brothers and sisters and be afraid of some entity in the sky that is going to judge you one day when your human body dies? First of all, we don't die. Okay, our consciousness moves on. Those of you who have seen reality shifts, you know that for sure. Okay? We are not going to be judged in the afterlife. There is no afterlife. There is only life. Right here and right now. Okay? Brother Jesus came here to teach us about the here and the now. Not to looking around for a clock. Not to teach us about the clocks of man, the doctors and hospitals of man, and the governments of man. No, Jesus came here to teach you about you. You are the living God. Every thought you have is the living God. You are creating reality every moment, every second of every day. And Brother Jesus came here to teach you how to do that. He did not come here for you to worship him and create some debt slave system of some weird little papered money to control his brothers and sisters. That is the dark lords of the church, not my church. You are a church. Every single one of you are a church. Why are you paying taxes? Okay? Do you live in a house? You're a church by law. Okay? Religious discrimination also says if you don't believe, we don't discriminate against you either. Okay? You don't get no rights unless you say, I got them no rights, right? And you're willing to stand for it. Okay, jail you, beat you, suppress you. Okay, yeah. Been happening for decades. But there's no such thing as time, okay? So right now, when you visualize every day what it is you want to bring into your life, you use the power of your mind and the power of the living God, and you imagine your life the way you want it already in it. Every time you talk about how it isn't, or even make a wish of how it is, yeah, say it how it ain't, okay? Focus on what you want. Every day I am so lucky. Every day helpful people come to me. Every day abundance comes to me. Money is always coming to me. Okay? Every trigger and every program that presents itself in the moment, you deal with it in that moment by sitting with it and looking at it. You don't need to feed it. As they say, the bird can land on your doorstep, but you don't need to let it build a nest, right? Those thoughts will come in, but you don't need to feed them. And when you feed them, that's the reality. Nothing's ever working out for me. You trip over a brick, and then you get hit, and then too much money for this, and then this. But everything's working out for me, and then machines start spitting out money. Luck starts just happening. Good luck to you, right? But if you don't believe good luck is a thing, that ain't a thing for you, right? Right now, realities are really splitting, okay? And you can really tell. You don't have to figure out which news show's right or wrong. There's no such thing as right or wrong. Okay, what do you want? What do you prefer? What kind of life do you want? That's all you need to focus on. You don't need to be all busybodying what everybody else is doing. What do you want? You are the power of the living God. Do you believe in the power of the living God? Because if you don't believe in the power of the living God, you don't believe in you, brothers and sisters. This power of the living God is much like we are a quantum computer, okay? You know the double split blind theory quantum? Every single experiment, everything that happens anywhere is affected by the observer. You're the observer. Okay? You're the radio. You can't turn into the rock channel and the classic at the same time. Well, some of us, kind of can, and I guess it's out there. But you're the receiver. What you focus on, that's the reality you tune into, okay? Life could be just over here, and you look over here and you go, oh, there it is, okay? You are the creator God, okay? I am God. I am God. I am God. Okay? Shout it out. I am God. I am God. Okay? Jesus didn't come here to tell you you're not God. Get on your knees and bow down to me. And then have some people wearing some crazy white robes with some big weird hats. And then you eat something they give you and you worship them. Okay? And I don't care what it is. Okay? There ain't no piece of cloth. There ain't no piece of paper. There ain't no man for you to worship, okay? The living God is in you. What you worship every day, that's what you think about. You worship your bills. Maybe you worship the TV. And, what should I fear today? Oh, what should I fear today? Oh, no, I didn't know what was going on in the world. I was hanging out in the woods and I was talking to the living God. What's that you say I should be afraid of today? Okay? Will you be afraid? What in the world could possibly be there to be afraid of? Okay? If you've experienced a reality shift like I have, okay, just one simple thing here. The sun was yellow, now it's white. There's thousands of these. I know that I shift reality every second of every day based on my own belief system, and so do you, whether you believe it or not. Okay? So if you believe, if you have 100% faith, and you have faith over fear, then you do not listen to anyone else telling you to be afraid, be afraid, be afraid. Okay? What can they do to you? Kill you? Take away your birthday? Oh, well, I might get sick. So? I've been bad sick. I've had throat things I could hardly breathe. Every breath, every swallow, just stomped my feet and crying. Okay? I've helped people cure themselves of cancer and everything out there. And I've seen tons of people be cured by energy healing alone, okay? It's all about frequency. It's not about these weird little messed up things of man injecting things into you to control you, okay? Man's doctors are really good for emergencies, okay? But you're quantum. You are the living God. And in every single moment, you create reality based on your belief. Okay? So they need to make sure that they're harnessing your belief to create a reality for them. Okay? They're harvesting your fear. And they always have been, thousands of years. Okay? Now, more people are waking up. Those of us who are star seeds and light workers came here to be lighthouses in dark places, to beam that light out and to shine that light, okay? It's not about money or the governments of man, what they're up to. They're irrelevant. Oh, man's gonna save the world. Well, our governor here in Washington State, Mr. Inslee God, he thinks that he's gonna save humanity. Only your thought saves humanity and only saves it for you. Okay? You could be standing here right now and seeing something completely different than your brother and standing here next to you, okay? Or your sister standing over there, okay? Because you're in a different frequency, okay? You can choose to buy into their blather. You can just say, you know what? This don't feel right to me. I don't want to just sit around and complain about one guy or two guys. I don't want to sit around and be afraid of the next thing the television says to fear. All right? Go out in the woods. Talk to the pine trees. Talk to the dirt. Talk to the tide as it's rolling in. Watch the otters and the heron. The magic of the eagles. Okay, watch the whales. The movement of the water. And stop listening to every little puppeteer who says, jump, 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 right? Mankind only has power over you if you say, yes, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, you have power over me. What can they do to you? Jail you, beat you, oh, well, right? Well, I'm going to put you in jail because you weren't afraid. What they do is social pressure, right? You're not one of us. You're not one of us. Well, I never was. I was raised an only child. When they didn't want to play with me, I played by myself on a 90-mile lake on my motorcycle, building fires and cooking venison all by my lonesome, me and my brother Jesus. I talked to spirit from a very young age. I forget from time to time of my immortality, and I buy into fear sometimes because I want to be comfortable and I don't want to be cold, right? But other than the basics, to get this human vehicle of comfort, I do not buy into the systems of mankind, and I pray every day for the Galactic Council of Light to have their way and to bring the light in. Saturate all the dark. Saturate all the debt slavery, okay? All the system that they've put in place to control us, okay? You believe in it. You live it, okay? I've always had my own business. I always had several businesses. I always did my own thing. I never played their game, okay? Oh, am I better than you? No, I'm just tuning into something different, okay? I am the living God. You are the living God. Right now, whatever you're thinking about, that's what you're contributing to the giant quantum computer around you, which is the living God, which is your supernatural abilities that Jesus came here to teach you about, okay? There is layers and layers and layers and realms and realms and realms and dimensions, okay? What you put time into every day creates worlds. So make sure you're pulling away from the internet, from other people feeding you stuff, okay? Sit with yourself and let spirit talk to you. I have been seeing, well, for a few years now, amazing colors that I cannot describe. They're so saturated. My brother Michael said to me the other day, he likened it to a dream. You wake up from the dream and it's like from a color, vivid, high definition television, and you wake up in a black and white world. Oh, right? It's not to be negative, it's just that it's dense here. Because we're waiting for our brothers and sisters to understand the power of the living God so that we can ascend to the realm where we can use more of our supernatural powers. Because we cannot be trusted as a human race because we don't love our brethren. We want them to comply. And we are not ready for that next level of ascension. But soon we will be. Right here. Your living God. Where's your focus today, brothers and sisters? Okay, what is it that you're focusing on? Okay? I believe in the power of the living God. I believe in myself. I know that I am the living God, and that every thought I have and every action I take creates worlds that I tune into. Some others might, some might not. Okay? Whatever world you're tuning into, that's on you, brothers and sisters. That's not about television or the internet or fear, or anything of man. Okay? You are quantum. Any moment you shift to another reality, you do it based on your own belief, okay? That's what they're hijacking, guys. They're getting your focus, which is your magic wand. They're making you believe what they're saying. And then you're projecting, like you're the big projector, a reality for them, okay? And those of us who are not are part of your system, your matrix, your game board, let's say. And we're waiting for you to awaken and understand how powerful you are. And the moment you say, no, I am a sovereign being. I walk in the power of the living God. I lay down in the power of the living God. I pray to the living God every day with every thought and every direction and every way. I know there is no death. I know that when this carcass dies, there may be people who experience death, but they're the living, okay? When we die, we don't experience death. Okay, I have been to that moment right before death of freezing to death. I know what it feels like. I've remembered past lives of bleeding out all times at once, okay? Wherever you tune in, okay? Don't let them hijack you anymore. I don't probably want the world you want. So what? Don't be afraid to want what you want and project the world you want. Every time you feel guilty about it and shameful, and every time you buy into what everyone's saying and doing and thinking they all have power over you, then you feed that version of reality. Okay, that version of the living God. It's still the power of the living God. Okay, whether you worry about something or you ignore it, okay, kind of the same thing, right? It's about your preference. What world do you want to create? Okay? That when I talk about the living God, okay, that's like, check out the Psychiana stuff. Brian Scott has got some good stuff on it on the old YouTube. Some of the last stuff that's left there is not censored. You create vibrations every day. It's so strong now. What I think of, I can almost like feel it, like I'm a magnet and stuff going, So I think one negative thing, and so, take a shower, take a nap, walk to the beach, watch something funny. Just even if you can get 30 seconds to switch from it before it kind of consumes you and creates that reality that day. It's a constant practice of refocus. That's the living God. Okay, the here and now. Not be good now, do everything that this paper tells you, this Bible, this stuff of man, and then one day I'll go up to the pearly gates and you'll be like, how'd I do? Well, it's not like that, okay? You don't have an afterlife. You just have life, okay? When you die here, you don't even know you're dead because you're never dead. You're always conscious. That's why we're perfecting our consciousness, and that's why we can't leave a big group behind as we ascend to, some call it 5D, but as we ascend to the next level, we can't really leave a group behind. It's not about their human carcass, okay? Even though we're moving from carbon-based to crystalline, and there is a lot of that going on, it's about their consciousness, because whether I'm a star in the sky or a chair or a table, no matter what animal I was or what face I'm carrying, my consciousness is mine. And I don't have access to my full consciousness because I chose to work with the part to experience humanity, as did you. And a lot of us star seeds came here to help raise the vibration of Mother Earth during this time, and that's what we're doing, okay? It may seem frustrating at times, but we came here for a mission, and we can't really leave until it's done. And we are part of the Galactic Light Team and the Star Seeds, and we're raising the vibration of Mother Earth and her people. And there's nothing more important than the consciousness of man. All these little, do-gooder things and projects and roads and governments and the big churches and the eat this and read this. And no, that's nothing to do with God, okay? The power of the living God is in you right now and is in me. It's nothing to do with any of these entities, okay? Stop worshiping politicians and doctors and drug companies and your neighbor's fence or whatever it is you're jealous of or whatever, right? Stop remember the crayon thing for a while there was stop thinking like a human, okay? You are a supernatural being. You are a powerful being. You are the living God, okay? So, bring it up from Mother Earth. I am the living God. I believe in the power. Let it out. Let it out. Don't be self-conscious. Who gives a rumbling rat's batootie what anybody thinks of you, okay? They're going to judge you anyway. You go this way, they're going to judge. You go this way. The more you listen to them, the more you don't create you, right? I believe in myself. I trust myself. I trust the power of the living God. I believe in the power of the living God. I believe in the power of the living God. I believe in your power to create your reality for you. And I believe in your ability to leave me alone to create my reality without being in my face, needing me to change into something else so you're okay. Just be okay. Project your reality. If I'm not your cup of tea, move on. Don't focus on what you don't like about me. Blah, blah, blah. Focus over here on what you love about something else, okay? And you attract more of what you love. Okay? That's the power of the living God. And the here and the now. And the here and the now is forevermore. Okay? I call in all the spirits of the highest vibration. The Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Orions. Brother Jesus, Saint Germain. Mother Mary, Goddess Sedna, Goddess Diana, Goddess Hecate. Okay, Mother Mary. I call in the highest vibration of the most amount of love and purity to be with us now, and I ask a blessing on humanity, that the Galactic Council of Light and the light beings filter light in every dark corner everywhere, that you raise the vibration of humanity, and everywhere that this video goes, no matter who hears it, it tingles through the lines of the internet, it raises the vibration everywhere. That is my blessing today. I ask that everyone, everywhere, whether they see this or not, the reach and the power of all the internet and all the universes, the energy that you bring through to heal everyone, take away their pain, raise their vibration, take away their fear, and invoke the power of the living God and everyone that can be affected by the energy of this video. I ask that you heal those who have lost their way. And by their way, I don't mean their way to the one true God. I don't believe there's such a thing. They've lost their way. I correct myself on that. They have lost their way to the one true God. The one true God is their self, the living God. I am the living God. I am the one true God. You are the one true God. Some have lost their way to the one true God because they gave their power to all of the different entities and establishments of mankind. Okay? Plants, energy, quantum, they look away. And they look over here to fear, fear, fear. Fear God. Fear this, fear that. But what are you really fearing when you fear all this stuff they throw at you? Well, death, right? Well, if you know death, and I know death, there's nothing to fear, right? I don't really enjoy being uncomfortable. I don't enjoy living in a car. I don't enjoy being cold. I mean, there are elements of living in a car, very enjoyable. What I'm saying is that I enjoy comfort. Okay? This human vehicle having comfort is the only commerce there is. Okay? Humanity, consciousness of man, your peace of mind, everyone having warmth or cool in the summer and a place to be is the only thing that matters, okay? All your trading buildings and building this and all your bullpucky out there doesn't matter. All that matters is the consciousness of the individual woman or the individual man. That is the power of the living God, and it's in every now, okay? And it doesn't go away in death, and it doesn't go away in a new lifetime. And it is the same power that Jesus Christ came here to teach you, brothers and sisters, about. Okay, you didn't come here to die for your sins and then have the church worship you. I mean, is there any logic in that, right? This man's teaching you all this power that you have. And so the governments and the churches and man are like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do, right? So they kill him, and then they put him on this statue dying for you to worship. Pretty sick, I think, okay? So you can talk to Brother Jesus right now and ask him to help you to be the highest version and best, happiest, joyous version of you for you. Okay? You need to look outside of yourself for information. Close your eyes and ask and trust what comes to you. Okay? We doubt ourselves. We have so much guilt and shame and self-consciousness that was put upon us in our youth, in this lifetime, and others. We carry it in our DNA. But just keep reminding yourself, come back. Sinner, come back to sinner. Focus. When you feel like negative stuff is carrying you, I'm not saying there's negative and positive, but stuff that you don't prefer is carrying you away, and you're believing that it's always going to be that way, that starts coming. Just, if you can just turn away even for 30 seconds, hum or dance or watch something, or just say over and over, I believe in the power of the living God. I believe in the power of the living God. I believe in the power of the living God. I believe in the power of the living God. I believe in myself, and I know that I project my reality, and I project the version of you that exists in my world. And there is not anything that matters more than the consciousness of humanity. Okay, as they are building their roads and their wires and ignoring the free energy and ignoring quantum healing and ignoring herbal cures and energy cures and miracles and faith healing that is very, very, very real. As they ignore that, you can choose to ignore it or not, okay? They want you to behave. Keep reading that Bible, okay? And you behave yourself, and then one day you'll go to the pearly gates and they'll say, yes, you can come in or you can't, okay? That's not how it works. You're always in the now. Your consciousness will go to another now, okay? It's always now. So whatever you're working on to perfect your consciousness, okay, keep coming back to it. And when emotions come up that are overwhelming, just look at them, okay? Just feel where they are in your body. Don't give them a story. Don't feed them. Just look at them and let it dissolve, okay? You are creating reality right this moment. Thank you, Spirit, for being with me here. My voice is encoded. I feel it. I'm vibrating everywhere, and that's going to hold. And when I watch this video in the future, it's going to inspire and heal me as well as anyone that it can reach anywhere in any realm. I believe in the power of the living God. I believe that I create my own reality, and I believe I create my own experiences. I believe and I know that I've created this, and so then I know I can create that. I'm never stuck in one version of me because I know that I always choose my thoughts. I always say, what must I believe to be feeling that way? And I examine my beliefs. I take the unconscious beliefs and I make them conscious. Hey, maybe they weren't mine. Perhaps they were in my DNA for thousands and thousands of years, and years don't even exist, right? But it's about examining whether it's your stuff or not, and then you're creating, because you're always creating reality every second of every day, whether you do it consciously or unconsciously, whether you do it from your grandpappy's beliefs or your beliefs. But when something comes up and your body feels weird, you go, well, what do I believe? And you go, oh, well, I believe, and then you don't even have to take any action to change, just identifying the belief, okay? Then you know that that wasn't your belief, and then you're creating reality consciously instead of unconsciously, okay? You have this power in this moment to have whatever life you want. And I get it with, you say, with world stuff. Yeah, we kind of have like the ceiling, okay? It's like a board game. You got a certain spot you can go, and you can't necessarily go past it because we're waiting, not necessarily waiting, but, well, I guess we are kind of waiting for consciousness to shift, and it's happening. For us to go to, let's say, the next level of the game, okay? Where we have more tools. We have a different version of us. So we're kind of hanging out and waiting, but we also are refining ourselves, our own triggers, our own emotions, okay? We're cleaning up the energy of humanity to raise the vibration of Mother Earth and her people, the animals and the plants and the waters everywhere. All that matters is the consciousness of every sentient being, okay? Not permits and licenses and roads and governments of man and all these companies and all this commercialism and all this. None of that matters, okay? what matters is what you want to create for you. Okay, don't let him take your power away, okay? You are the living God. You are the living God. Amen, brothers and sisters. I love you.